welcome back to the channel. Let's get in the shop today and see what we can get done this week. Okay, so my goal today was, I've got, of course, the passenger's door hung back on the truck. Got the window glass and everything stripped out so I can finish stripping the paint off of it on the inside and get it ready for some epoxy primer. But in the meantime, I wanted to make sure that I had my lines as good as I could get them on the door and the gap. And if I needed to fill any more spots, and I did down at the rocker there in the front. If you'll remember me telling you, that rocker had a little bit of twist in it, and about the only way I could safely get the twist out is put some fiberglass reinforced Bondo under it and then skim it with Bondo there on the end to get it halfway straightened back up. Back here on the cab corner, I'm trying to get, of course, my line good, which I do have, and the gap across the bottom good, which I'm good. I'm tickled with that. It looks good. There's about probably an 1/8 inch line underneath there, all the way under the rocker. And then I wanted to get this cab corner out even with the door, so when you look at this angle, you won't see either sticking out of the side of the truck. In other words, it's flush with the door latched, and that's what I want. I am checking it with the door latched and pulling back on the latch. So when I get the gasket in there, the gasket's going to push the door out to the latch, of course. If I don't, there's what I have, and we don't want that because there's no gasket there. So when I latch the door, I just make sure I pull it back out when I'm sanding it, and try to get this as even and as flat all the way across as I can. And that way, when you look down the side of the truck, you see the continuous line. These lines on these trucks, I'm pretty sure this is an aftermarket door. And the reason I say that, the top line don't line as good as the line down here, and I've adjusted and twisted on it about every way I can, and that's as close as I can get it, which is gonna be good enough. It's, you know, as I say on most of my stuff, it's just drivers, it's not a show truck. Don't intend on making it a show truck. Don't have the capability of making it a show truck, even if I wanted, but I just want it to look, when you look down the side of the truck, you don't see, before the bottom of the door was hanging out past the rocker, the cab corner, and on the driver's side, and on this side, it was way in up here in the front, which now we know that the rocker was put in at a twist. And, you know, maybe I should have cut the rocker back loose, but the problem with that is usually once they're twisted like that, without bending it a bunch to get it back out at the bottom, it would probably been hard to do. And believe it or not, the bottom line, kind of hard to see because not much primer or anything on there, but the bottom line where the welds are looks pretty good all the way across. So when I get this slicked over and skimmed out to where it needs to be and sanded in primer, and it'll look fine. But it's just and the line there, you can see, when I say the line, I'm talking about this line that goes down the door, this rib line. And you notice I've got it pretty good shape there, continuing on with the corner. Same way up here. The only thing up here, this cab flattens out right in here. And so all I can do is kind of like make this point come on around, which is what I'm trying to do. And what I'll probably do on that, or what I usually do when I want to try to get a sharper line or a defined line, I'll probably put a piece of masking tape from back here all the way up underneath this edge of the door, right to the line. And then I'll sand down to the tape on all of this, which this is metal, so I'm not going to move this in. It'll have to be here. And then I'll put a tape line above it across here, and I'll sand up to the tape. And that'll give a sort of defined line. And then when I pull the tape off, I'll just sort of skim over with some fine grit paper and round it over like this line here is. Will it be perfect? No, but you know, it'll look a lot better than what it does now. Back of the cab, I just put another skim coat up there at a couple dents, and then that seam that goes across there, put some skim over that. Still got to put coat down on this I haven't got done, but like I say, today I mainly was concentrating on trying to get this door line good. These doors are, if I get the doors fitting on the cab to suit me, then I won half the battle on this truck, because they're, like I say, they're just these trucks are a beast to try to get any kind of decent lines on for me. I don't know, some of you may have had some trucks that hasn't been monkeyed with or put a lot of extra pieces and sheet metal on that may fit better, but this one's had pretty much a full course, I think, at one time or another, and I guess that's why the lines are not so great on it. But however, I've seen a lot of them out there that looks the same, as far as door gaps and lines. But getting back to this door, I'm pretty sure that's an aftermarket door. The driver's door is not. It's an original door. I've got it up on the stand there, taking the door glass and all the stuff out of it so I can hang it. Got to get some door pin bushings for the other side. The top hinge has got some play in it, so I'm gonna fix that while I've got it off. But that's where we're at, and that's what I got done today. Not bad progress. Worked about 3 hours on this to get it to where it's at. Like I say, I'm slow, but I'm no professional either, so that's the way it goes sometimes. So this morning I'm out here working on the driver's door jamb. I want to try to get this slicked up as slick as I can get it before I hang the door back on for the final fit. And I just had some low spots here. I'm trying to get it to looking as straight as possible when you look in the door. You can see I've got a little bit of ripple down here. I've still got to address up this side. I skimmed this one more time just to try to get like I say, a slick, even coat on it. It's not necessary for it to be perfectly straight, but I do want it to look straight when you look at the door. There's so many turns and twists, and you can't get, without having the door off, you can't really get at an angle to see how straight it actually is. But mainly I'm trying to get the low spots corrected on where they welded in on the jambs. And this is mostly all factory stuff. I'm just trying to dress up a little bit. There's nothing here up in here that's actually been redone or welded on. Of course, the rocker, that's a different story, but that's where we're at. I'm just going to try to use this, what I call cake icing. It's just a real lightweight filler, and just try to even it up a little bit to make it look good. Doing the same thing on the gutter. I've got a few places on the gutter rail that I've still got to address, but all in all, it's pretty slick and smooth all the way up, as you can see. So before I started working on the truck today, I wanted to tell you that I've got my paint in for it. I ordered it in, and it came in, and I wanted to show you what the new color of the truck's going to be. I thought about going back with the same color, and the more I thought about it, the more I don't really like it. It's a little bit darker than I wanted. It don't really pop much on the truck. It's just sort of a standard metallic type color, that pretty color, but just didn't suit me on this particular truck. So the color I actually ended up with is quite a bit brighter. I'll show you what it looks like. There it is. This is a GM color. It's a Corvette red, bright red, and I intend to paint the truck that color and all over, no two-tone. And I'm going to do the firewall and the textured bed liner the same color. So it'll all be color keyed together. The only difference will be the firewall and the inner fenders and the core support and the underside of the hood will be that same color in like a satin finish rather than gloss with clear on it. I think it'll look pretty good. It's what I really wanted to put on the truck, and like my wife told me numerous times, it's for you to decide. So that's what I chose. We'll just see how it all turns out. So let's get busy and see what we can get done on the truck this week. Okay, so I'm gonna what I call rough block this bottom area here that I put the filler on. And what I usually use to do that with is just a 6-inch DA sander and a piece of 80 grit, and I'll go in a cross pattern motion. This is not a final block by no means to get it perfectly straight. This is just to get it down to where I can see what I'm working with and see if I have any lows or highs in it. But I'm gonna set you up on the tripod here, and we'll try to get this sanded off. This is another small spot where I had to cut out that cab corner where it was overlapped and redo it. I had to put a little skim over that. So I'm going to go ahead and sand this down too while we're into it. All right, I want to do a little bit of hand sanding right in there where I can't get behind that brace. All right, so we got over all of the places that I had Bondo on. I think the next course of action is we'll clean this all off again, blow it all off, and put another coat of I'm going to put some epoxy primer where the bare metal is showing, and then I'm going to follow that up with another coat of slick sand over the whole cab. I'm back of this cab underneath this glass. Apparently they hauled a lot of stuff in the truck, and there was a molding that went across there too, but if you can see there, just by going across it when I was block sanding it in a previous video, had some low spots in it. So hopefully we took care of those this time when we go back and prime it one more time. The roof, I don't think I'm going to have to do any more filling to the front of the roof gutter other than just block it off. Looks pretty good, and so it should go pretty quick. Still got a little bit of fill work to do right in here on this cab seam and across. All right, thanks for watching. I know it's been a short video this week. haven't got to work on it a lot. I've got a house project going right now, or around the house project, outside project I need to get done before winter. So I didn't get to put but a couple, 3 days in on the truck this week, but it's coming along. I've worked on some of the dents on the back and where I blocked across and where I had to go back and fill some spots, just block them off again there. So slowly but surely it's getting there.